Geordie Retro Chasers, back on the old tubes. What's happening, internet? What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to Geordie Retro Chasers. Geordie Retro Chasers is the channel dedicated to anything from the 80s and 90s. We love comics, we love books, we love toys, we love video games, we love crockery, we love anything you can find from the 80s and 90s on this show. Alright guys, a little bit of a special edition this week. Yes, we have been going out to our traditional boot fairs where we wander around looking for those 80s and 90s relics. But also, we have been to look at a private collection. So this is a guy who is a little bit of a collector slash reseller. He's asked me to keep his name anonymous, so that's what we're going to do. But stick around at the end because we're about to go to his house, look through his private collection, buy some bits, and trust me, this collection is insane. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back here and we're going to have a look at this week's pickups. Let's get out there. Let's do this. Let's have a look around the boot fair. Then let's go and look at this private collection. So without me shit cracking on, let's go do this right now. Alright guys, Sunday morning. So that can only mean one thing. We are back at the car boot fairs. I'm feeling a lot fresher this week than I did last. So if you tuned into last week's episode, you'll have probably seen I was feeling a little bit worse for wear, but I am back on form. We are looking for retro goodness. Let's get inside. Let's see what we can find. Bye. I seem to be finding loads of Thunderbird stuff here, guys. I don't think he's very old, but he's pretty cool though. Yeah, 2015. Not that old. Guys, these are another thing. I have an absolute box and garage full of these Batman stuff. Anyone interested in them? Give us a shout. Oh guys, seem to have an old school Garfield here. 1978. I think we could be on to our first pickup. Lovely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and Friends.
Alright guys, in my opinion, the single greatest stand-up comedian to ever grace a stage. If you've never seen any of these stand-ups, go and watch them right now. Alright guys, kicked us off there with a couple of Wii games. I think we've done 7 for a £5, plus an old school Batman figure. We'll have a look when we get back. Giant tiddlywinks, anyone? It's loving life. And what is that? Around the World in 80 Days, featuring Michael Palin, the board game. Never seen now.
Hundreds of DVDs, mate.
Have you?
I've got more manga stuff.
Alright, spot on. What on earth is this? Never seen this before.
Check it.
Yeah, I think I'll get this. Let's have a look at it. Pretty cool, guys. Actually, my buddy got one nicely framed, which I bought Mrs. GRC for Christmas. But I really like those. Look pretty sweet in the games room. Guys, I've generally bought a few bits off these guys before. Probably seen them at the toy fairs. It's pretty sweet. How do you mate, alright?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey Arnold there. Probably seen a little bit of better days. He's still a pretty sweet piece though. I'm sure we've featured him on these shows before. 2019, so not retro as such, but nice piece. Nice to look at. There's them. These Batmobiles again. I've literally got a box filled with these. I need to get rid of them. Guys, what on earth are those? Transfers. Someone was asking me about comics. I said I tend to see loads of them here. there'll be any for me though. There's Street Fighters. Never mind. Never mind. He looks pretty old school. Didn't think I had one of them when I was a kid. 1993. Oh, he was a little bit old school. Just, that's it. It's last week today, isn't it?
Yeah, see him next week.
Yeah, did you go through to see him, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, I'll see you there. I like to see him. Can you, I'll tell you what I've never done. Can you pay him? We just actually picked one of them up last year, guys. Remember them? The old alarm clocks? Remember my brother used to have one? Yes, big shout out Wallace and Gromit.
Hang in there, Gromit. Everything's under control.
Just appreciate how good of a film that is. Wished I had somewhere to store old school VHSs, but I bloody don't. Right, guys, as we know, we're a big Garfield fan in here. And postcards. What's this dated? 1989. See how much the lady wants for this. How much you want for your little Garfield book? Yeah, I'll take him for 50p. Guys, if you watch Retro Rick, he suggests buying these up to move on eBay, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyone sold or bought DVD, CD combos? Let me know in the comments below. As if the bill done an annual. Wow. I used to love this show as a kid. So reminds me of my parents. Big shout out to the bill. Right guys, that's us now done at the car boot fair. Little refreshment there, say hi. Hey. So now we're off to look at a private collection and hopefully pick out a few bits. So let's do this right now. Alright guys, so we are here to look at a collection in somebody's house. I reached out to them saying, do you have any of these? And his reply was, I actually have that many. You're probably better off coming to my house and having a little look around, see what you fancy, and then we can possibly make a deal. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if we can strike some deals. Happy deals. Guys, here we are, so let's have a little look, see what we found.
Well, do you know him at the bottom shop, the game shack, he sells online.
Right.
I think he'll give us about 7,000. Again.
Did he?
Probably about 3 or 4 years, but,
Wow.
yeah, kind of it on text. He was out of the game.
He's a pretty nice piece. I haven't got him right. Let's put them to one side. Got here. Biggest steaks. Jurassic Park.
think the top of the thing missing inside.
The board.
Didn't even go up, aye.
Oh, does it not? So it doesn't even get to the...
Didn't get it, no. As soon as I see that, I thought, yes!
Yeah, he's a rare one.
And
And then he didn't fire up.
Let Roy did turn that on, so it's in those three consoles, so that's a few years ago.
Some sealed. That's the mini DVDs. The green one I want to see delivered today. Just these ones? Yeah, yeah. Oh really? It's alright for 15 quid. Standard. Box game and watches here.
It was a funny angle.
Right guys, welcome back to Chase HQ. Let's fly through this week's pickups because we have quite a bit to go through. So let's start, as per usual, with the pound stuff, the Nicky Nackies. Won't be as much commentary in these pickups because we have so much to go through. So let's kick this off right now. Starting with some little figurines that we picked up here. Let's bring these into the camera. So we picked up, these were all 50p each, a little Lisa Simpson, a little John Cena, a little Marge Simpson, and a 1997 Batman. Right guys, we picked up quite a few disc-based games. Let's fly through those now. Rayman Revolution, Star Wars Lego, Battle of the Bands on the Wii, Phase Breakers Knockout Party. Anyone played that before? SXX Tricky 3 on PS2, Sing It Disney for Junior GRC on the Wii, Sega Superstar Tennis on the Wii, Harry Potter Lego on the Wii, Sonic Colors on the Wii. Then we picked up V-Rally on the PS1, minus its case, but does have its manual. A manual for 007 Agent Under Fire. I presume it might be for the PlayStation 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories PS1 manual. And Sports Island on the Wii. All those little items cost us in between 50 pence to £1. So let's have a look at the couple of more expensive items we got from the boot fair. Kicking off with Mr. Burns' foil knife. Yes, so this actually is a knife, as we can see. So be kept well out the way of Junior GRC's hands. And then the one I believe is the creme de la creme of pickups. It is an original 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle porcelain mug. Big shout out Darren for putting them to one side for me. Again, I think he was about, actually they weren't. They were £7 each because there were 5 each, plus Darren's little running around. But yeah, really stoked to pick them two up. Cheers, pal. Then I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jeff, who I met at the car boot fair. And what did Jeff have in his pocket for me? A lovely little Game Boy Pocket in the red colour. So yeah, really thanks to Jeff for taking this with him. I paid, I think, did we pay 40 quid for this? Don't worry. You know, if I picked them up from the boot fair, they definitely don't fall into the pound category. So he was about 40 quid. So big shout out, Jeff. Cheers, bro. Alright guys, that did it for the Boot Fair pickups. Of course, I would probably say the Boot Fair pickup of the week was, you guessed it, my vintage 1989 TMNT cup. That goes down as the Boot Fair pickup of the week. Bosh. Almost forgot Mrs. GRC would have been really angry. Mrs. GRC picked me up 2 items from the car Boot Fair, and they were, one was a sweet 1979, yeah, before the 80s, Garfield plushie, and secondly, in immaculate condition with his t-shirt. We see these all the time actually, but he's generally missing his t-shirt, was a 1990 Bart Simpson. Big shout out Mrs. GRC. Alright guys, let's have a little look-see at some of the internet purchases that I've picked up this week. Kicking off with a Game Boy Color bundle. This again cost me 40 quid. So again, you know, these are pretty retail prices. You know, these aren't bargains. But lovely, I think, is it ocean blue? Or is it, I can't remember what colour it is. But a nice sort of turquoisey blue Game Boy Color. And he actually came with some really good games. So let's have a look at the games I got. Do you even have a Game Boy if you didn't have a copy of Tetris? 007, The World Is Not Enough. Mario and Yoshi, which I think is the second copy. So if anyone's after a copy of this, slide into my DMs. And the one that I'm most definitely keeping is the Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. So yeah, they were all thrown in. So I got the games and the Game Boy for about 40 quid. Happy days. Then I picked up some retro wrestling figures off my friend Andy. Let's quickly fly through them now. We got 1, 2, who I need, 3, good old Brutus, 4, 5. Big shout out to my mate Andy for hooking me up with those 5 cool WWE figures. Alright guys, so as you'll have seen in the footage, we went to look at a private collection. This collection blew my mind. There was simply retro treasure wherever you looked. Whether it was on a shelf, whether it was in a tub, whether it was in a drawer, whether it was in a box, you name it, this place had it. Unfortunately, because I get the feeling I might get a lot of these comments, can't let you know who the chap was who invited me to his house to have a browse through his stuff. He's asked if I would keep him anonymous, which is more than fine. So let's have a look at what I picked up from that house during the week. And we picked up a fair old stack of retro goodness. So let's have a little look-see through it, what we got quickly. Yeah, I've seen better days, but I got an original Pokemon yellow box. Does have a little bit of wear and tear to them, but still, you know, if you collect Game Boy and you're a retro collector, you'll know these boxes, the original boxes, are quite rare to pick up loose. So yeah, not in the greatest of conditions. Definitely a solid, probably 5 or 6 out of 10, but not a bad addition. Then we picked up 4 box Super Nintendo games, so let's quickly look at them. We picked up a lovely Jurassic Park. Then we picked up a Poppin' Twin Boo. Long before your FIFAs. ISS Superstar, so International Superstar Soccer, or ISS, whatever you want to call it. And then one of the creme de la cremes I got was a Super Return of the Jedi. Now, I have a beautiful Super Star Wars box, so hide him in a protector. He is going to look absolutely awesome. Lovely. And then to cap it off, I picked up a GameCube game. Good old Simpsons. Hit and run. Are you even a gamer if you don't own this on across at least 3 systems? And then the last thing I picked up this week was from an auction. Actually, it was 2 things. We picked up a Resident Evil 4 off one of the groups on Facebook. And to round it off for this week's pickups, again, won in an auction on one of the groups. It was a Zelda Link's Awakening amiibo who will look beautiful on my Zelda shelf. Oi. Alright guys, that is it for this week. That is the pickups done. Flew through them this week because we had so much to go through. In fact, I haven't even included them all. I did have to narrow it down to the ones I wanted to show you. So there you have it. Alright guys, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode done. If you could just do me a massive favour and drop me a like on this video. Potentially share this video. But more important, drop me a subscription if you haven't already. Have yourselves a great week, guys, from everyone here at the Geordie Retro Chasers, from myself, Mrs. GRC, Junior GRC. Have yourselves a wonderful week, and we will catch you guys on the flip. Peace.